Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Interview the finalists for at least what I'm codenaming for now the Ready Persona 1 tabletop campaign. I am here joined by GremlinMike. Welcome back, Mike.
Hello.
So good to see you. You may have seen Mike relatively recently with as a cameo appearance in last year's tabletop campaign in Dragon Age Ascension, who he played
I played Jazz Trul.
Daz
Yeah.
Truel. Yes, super fun. And we have another very familiar face here as well. Hi, Brandon.
Hey everyone. Hark always calls me Brandon. It'd feel weird
Yeah.
if you didn't call me that.
And where might people know you from on my channel, Brandon?
You might know me from Pokemon Season 2. No, if you know me from Hark's channel, you know me as Levi or Luke from the Harry Potter Circle of Fate cast.
Cool. Yep. So good to have you. And yeah, I'm just going to step back and let Brandon run the show. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with the hardest one I think that I came up with first. This one's actually kind of personal too, so I'd like to hear your response to it. You having gotten to this point before in the past, the interview process, and not quite making it to a campaign, why do you think you've never made a campaign, and what have you done to improve that?
Well, first time around, I figured it was more or less because I was a little bit inflexible with my character, and I took things a little bit too personally with my character. So that really had a lot to do with that season. I think the second time around. Uh, to be honest, I'm not really sure what happened there. I had fingers crossed, but it's just how the cookie crumbled. And, well, here I am for the third time around, so fingers crossed, third time's the charm.
Yeah, that's something I always say around this time of year is like to try not to take it personal because like Hark has so many talented people who come through that sometimes it's tough to make it. But I like that you did see the problems with that first character. And
Yeah.
having talked to you about this next character, you seem super flexible. So I think that's actually going to be very helpful.
Oh, thank you.
So this is a video game-ish type world that we're going to be going into. So what do you think your favorite video game is, and how would your character fit in that world?
I personally really love any game that has really depth of story. The more story plot, the better. However, right now, the two games that I've been playing the most would be Skyrim and Divinity Original Sin 2. Both are very much high fantasy type games. I think it would be very interesting to see how my virtual character would fit into those two game systems because there's not really a play style for them. I mean, in Skyrim, the closest thing for that there would be to an artificer, I guess, would be a the Dunmer, the dwarves, but they all went missing. So
Getting into a Hark campaign, it has a lot of RP in it. Like there's hardly any
yes,
battling or anything like that in general. When you want to RP with someone, what do you look most forward to getting to learn about a new character?
I would say that I look the little things like, well, if they're constantly standoffish, what can I do to learn why are they like that? Maybe I could help them be more sociable if that's something they have issue with, or if it's something that's totally off the table for them. Okay, I know to back off, and that's the sore subject.
What kind of RPer do you think you are?
Generally, I think I am kind of the fit the mold type of player. I like to play different characters, and usually when I go with that character, I do try to lean into that play style. However, I really do find lately that I've been gravitating more towards support characters. I do like to help see my party advance.
What is Hark's biggest reservation of the candidate? Now, the good news is you kind of touched on this a lot with Brandon's first question, but I wanted to expand out on that a little bit if you don't mind. So, so I think like some of the feedback that I had gotten from people who have played with you in the past, people have given you feedback that includes things like you're an extremely good role player, you're very creative, you make them laugh, and people have a very pleasant time. But in terms of areas of growth, people have mentioned that sometimes it seems that when things don't quite pan out the way that you wanted them or not how you originally envisioned them, both in character and out of character, it could be challenging for you when that happens. And sometimes it does appear to them that you could be taking things really personally. So, and that is a reservation of mine. So, being completely transparent to you on that, how do you respond to that reservation?
That is something that I personally became self-aware of, even without others informing me of. I have battled with it. I do still kind of battle with it a little bit, but I try to take a step back and really analyze what's going on in the moment for myself now. And typically, if I feel that it really is something that needs to be touched on, uh, after the game, I'll be like, "Hey, any feedback for me? Was everything were things okay?" Uh, like, there's, for instance, I have played Shadowforge before, real life, and the way I play him can be very abrasive, and so uh, when I at the end of playing him, I was like, "Hey, I know that this is a very abrasive character. Are you guys okay with it, or do you need me back off of it? Because I don't want this to not be fun for other people." And more or less, it's just I know I've become a bit more self-aware.
Awesome. That's wonderful. That's great to hear. Thank you for your honesty, Mike. I appreciate that. My second question, Mike, is hypothetically, if you were asked to give up your spot to be a part of that campaign for another auditioner, which auditioner would you give that spot to be in the campaign, and why would you give it to them?
To be completely honest, it would be a toss-up between either Hales or Ethan. Um, I've been able to play with both of them, and Hales is a very creative person. I heart her to death, and she's always got the wheels turning for the next thing. Whereas Ethan, he really is, he gets into a character very, very well, and it's kind of uncanny, the change in him sometimes.
Okay, so Mina, you wake up. It's a little bit later than you intended to. You were actually on your way to a local college that you may attend or you may just be rallying for, because Mina is very active in the social groups here to promote the virtual reality world that's starting to be shut down by the governments here, or legislation is starting to get passed to shut down this new virtual reality world. Like, what is this? This is crazy. Back in my day, we read books. And you make your way to the college, and it's a pretty large college, and you already see a group of people kind of already protesting. But of course, where there's a protest, there's anti-protesters and people who are against what you're protesting against. So as you get there, you see your friend David, who you guys have protested before. And David is kind of, for lack of a better description, think of Rodney from Harry Potter, dreads, tie-dye shirt, very, he's a protester. And you see him, and as you as you walk up, oh, dude, Mina, you're here, man. We've been missing you. Where have you been?
I've just been playing my game, but, David, it's so good to see you. Yeah. She goes to hand him a bit of cash, for a handoff, because he's obviously her plug.
Oh, dude, yeah, here. I'll hook you up later. But man, they're pressing us pretty bad right now. Like they're like trying to get us off campus, even though we have permits.
Well, that is just not happening. I have the sheriff's number on speed dial, ready and waiting if they try to pull anything.
Yeah, and not only that, that clown, Eve Chowder's here, and he's been debating a bunch of our protesters, and it's not looking good for us. He's been making us look awful on camera.
Oh, hell no. Where is he? You point me in his direction. I'll put him in his place.
All right, so he will point, like, kind of past the crowd of people, and you see that there's a table, and it is, on it, it says, virtual reality is bad, change my mind. And Steve Crowder is sitting there. He's very smug with his, he's got a mug. He's got a camera crew filming him for his YouTube channel, where he just kind of debates people on touchy subjects to try to, get a response online. And as you walk over there, you do see that somebody's getting up from the chair, and she seems very upset as she cries and runs off because he just made her look like a fool. And as he does that, he goes, "Does anybody else want to try to debate me?"
Before the girl runs away, she's gonna stop her real quick and be like, "Don't run away, honey. I got this. You'll want to stay to see this." I got you, honey. I'm right here. She'll go over, take the seat, and plop it right in front of him to stare him straight in his eyes.
All right. And as he sits down, he's like, "Oh, we got a brave one." Okay, well, before we start this debate, let me set the premise that best fits my narrative. Obviously...
No. I got a question for you to start, honey. Mother's Day just passed. Did you have a good day with your mother? You call her, you talk to her?
My mother, I haven't talked to since I became a millionaire. Why would I talk to my mother?
Well, that's sad for you, honey, but a lot of people care very deeply for their parents, especially the mothers. The child and their mother share a very healthy bond. And you know what? For some, this game, this virtual reality, is the only way we can talk to them. Not because they're across the world, but because that is the only place we get to see them, period. So you want to tell me that's bad? Go ahead and change my mind, Buster.
As you say that, he's kind of taken back, and like the crowd, even like the people that were on his side are starting to like talk and whisper like, "Whoa, yeah, hey, yeah." And then like some of the other crowds like cheering for you. The camera people are like all circling you right now because this is the first time he seems overwhelmed by somebody who's questioning him. And he goes, like, that's not even real though. The people you talk to there aren't.
It's not real? I can tell you personally that's fucking real because my own mother, who worked on this technology, downloaded her God-blessed brain into this machine on her deathbed. I mean, this is the only way I get to talk to her on a daily basis. Even if it were on a daily basis, it's the only way I get to talk to her. So don't you dare sit there and tell me that this is a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying what you're...
No, that is exactly what you're saying because that is right there on your sign that you wrote. Did you not write that?
I have...
Or you going to sit there and tell me that, this is somebody else's opinion that you're trying to stand behind.
Look, I'm just the face of this company, but obviously...
company? This isn't a company. This says your name, darling. Your name. That's not a company.
I run a multi-million-dollar YouTube channel.
No, right here, this says that you proposed to make that sort of money if you were actually signed to some sort of agent. But, honey, you're just YouTube. That only gets you so far.
This gets put on a YouTube channel. But, sorry. Well, look, I do very well for myself, and let me say something to you. That thing you talk to,
Yeah,
isn't your
so well
mother.
that
It's
your
a
own mother
record-
don't
it's a
even try to talk to you.
glorified. It's a glorified recording of your mother. It's not your mother. It's not the real world.
A glorified recording. So you mean to tell me that the woman who always wanted to learn how to sew finally learned how to sew? The woman who wanted to learn how to play piano can finally play piano, but that's just a recording? Something she could not do in her life here on Earth, she now can do because she learned it, honey. She learned it.
So he's like starting to get flustered. You're clearly destroying him in this debate. Even at this point, the crowd's on your side. Even the people that were anti virtual reality is starting to like really like to, yeah, you know what? That would be cool. Yeah. Hey, I would like to talk to my mother. I'd like to talk to my brother. And, oh, I got friends across the world I'd like to play with. And people are starting to talk.
And that's when she'll turn to the crowd and be like, and that's right, people. This life-saving technology, because that's what it is. It's extending your life. Yeah, you're not here. You can't go and see them in Cincinnati. But you know what? You could go see them on Mars. You could go see them at Atlantis. This technology means so much to so many people that little fools like this are just making a total clown of themselves. Go on, clown. Make a joke. Nah, you already are just sitting there.
As you say that, one of his producers comes and whispers in his ear and says something. He goes, because clearly he's being destroyed at this point. And so they whisper in his ear, and so he looks at it, he goes, all right, I'll call your bluff. I've never even seen this virtual reality world that you speak of. I've never even plugged in. I have better things to do with my life, like spend my.
So you're gonna sit here and tell people that something you have not even experienced is bad? Honey, that's what 2-year-olds do. Ew, broccoli, I don't like it. Ew, kissing, I don't like it. Ew, being able to plug in and see the freaking moon? Ew, you freaking sitting there being like that. I'm done with you. This meeting is over. And she'll walk away.
Hold on. Before you leave, if you believe this world is so good, why don't you plug in here and show all of us the world that you greatly love? We have one of the VR machines here.
Because of the actual laws in place, honey. The good laws that make sure that dirty little hackers can't be making several million little copies of themselves running around hacking into everybody's system. The only way you are able to actually download yourself permanently into the system is upon your deathbed, if you did any research at all.
I'm not asking you to plug in to your death. I'm asking you to plug in and show the world you play.
Any of you out here heard of Mofo 420?
I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you, little one. I'm talking to the actual people out here that are in protest for and against. Have any of you, because I know there's gamers out there, have any of you heard of the gamer tag Mofo 420?
Some people will be like, yeah, we've heard of it. Yeah, that's a popular one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hi! I'm Mina Olivia Francesca Ortez. 420 family money.
And then people start to clap like they know who you are. And they're like, oh, we didn't know that was her. We didn't know that was her. And you're winning the crowd for sure. And like people who play the game, you're kind of a minor celebrity right now. Because not only are you making Eve Chowder look bad, you're also, popular in your world, in your game.
So see, honey, anybody could be YouTube famous. You're just sitting there a sad, milky soup.
At this point, he starts to cry and he runs off and his clown makeup is running.
I was gonna leave him with his dignity. He had to stop himself. That's on him.
Yeah, so at this point, you clearly win this argument. The news people that were recording, this is going to air live. This is definitely not making it to his YouTube channel. This will be cut. Uh, and so yeah, everybody is very happy and thankful that you you showed up. You guys were allowed to stay and protest. And at this point, it's starting to get pretty late, and it's more the protests are starting to break up. But you can rest assured that this debate will be put on at least, the late night news, where people are going to get to see your side of the story. And it's at this point that you get home, and usually a nightly ritual for you. Are you going to plug into the game?
Yes, that is her nightly routine. She pops in to play for a bit and then talk to her mother.
Okay, so as you plug in, give me just a small description of what happens when you plug in. What does it look like, and what does the world look like?
So, in this particular world that I thought of, it's very Black Mirror-esque, where a lot of the tech is built within the person. Where if you're doing GoPro videos, you're not using a GoPro, it's your own eyes. And so basically when you plug in, you sit back, relax, and you're out.
Okay, so you plug in, okay, and you're out. Okay, so you plug in, you go out, and now you're part of this world. In my imagination, the way you kind of described it was high fantasy D&D. So when I think of that, I kind of think of like a World of Warcraft type world. I would kind of picture it like that: high fantasy, high colors, everything's kind of pretty looking and really nice. As you plug in, you do get into the new world, and when you're in the new world, your avatar is different. What do they look like?
Shadowforge looks like a very large Catman, who his actual fur color is orange, kind of like a tabby cat orange, but because he's constantly working in the forge, it's tinged gray with all the soot and ash. He's usually seen with goggles on, and his main weapon of choice, if it were ever to get there, would be a crossbow, but he's almost always has a hammer in hand working away at something.
All right, so you're gonna be, once you log in, you're gonna be in your normal forge, and you're gonna you have a giant mechanical rat, right? And name is Rinky Tink. Is that how I'm saying that correctly? Okay, Rinky Tink, and it's gonna be a somewhat big mechanical rat who's gonna come to you, and they normally don't speak, but for the sake of this interview, it's gonna speak, and it's gonna come be like, your mother's looking for you.
Oh, thank you. I'll be right up to see you.
Yeah, she's been waiting all day.
Well, unfortunately, I can't stay in here all day. I have to be out there.
Yeah, we miss you when you're gone, but yeah, thanks for coming back. We missed you.
Of course. So where's she at?
She's making pies in the kitchen.
Thank you. Then he'll head over to the kitchen. As soon as he sees his mother, she drops the voice change, because she only keeps that for other people, not her mother.
Okay. And as you approach your mother, you look at her, and she's very motherly. Like, she's very pretty but homey, and like she's cooking away, and like it's your mother exactly how you remembered before she passed away. So when you see her, it is a special moment for you, because she sounds like her, looks like her personality's pretty much there in this game of yours, where it's almost like she's never really gone when she's here. And she's like, "Oh, baby, how you doing?"
It was a tough one today, Mom. I had to put a little fool of a man in his place, but, he was talking some real crap. He didn't even know this place. He'd never even plugged in.
It's your little game protest?
More than a little game protest, Mom. You worked on this place.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't want you out there getting in trouble over it for me.
Oh, come on, Mom. You used to tell me about the frickin' protests you used to do way back in the 2020s, back when that clown was in office. Yeah, you got arrested several times because you were trying to do what was right. Who would I be if I wasn't trying to follow you?
I mean, I'm very proud of you, but it's always been do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, and you always told me to live my own life. And that's what I do every day.
Oh, and she'll pinch your cheek and be like, "Yes, you do." And because of you, you get to see me, and that's the best thing I get to look forward to all day is to see my little honey.
It's the best part of my day too, Mom. It's why I do what I do out there. So I can't see you.
Yeah, though, if they ever shut this game down, I'll always be like with you.
Just don't. I can't. After talking to that man, I can't. Not today.
All right, I'm just preparing you for the worst. I wouldn't want you to be all broken up over me. You've already mourned me once.
And if that day should come, then I will cross it. But until then, my plan is that one day I will be right here next to you, and full time.
Oh, you can't give up your real life to be here with me all the time.
Ma, listen, that ain't real life for me out there. That's just doing the groundwork for the next level here.
Yeah, I would be lying if I said I didn't want you around more often.
Yeah, but did I tell you I actually joined a new group? It's the local LGBT. I can't. It's the alliance group. I can't think of the actual name, but it's supposed to help let people in my community get together and everything. I don't know. It's all new to me.
Yeah, is that in this world?
Actually, it's out there. I mean, it's both technically. I mean, I can talk to people here, but they encourage us to actually meet up at least once a week.
Oh, look at you making friends. You need to bring them over. I'll make the best spaghetti and meatballs.
As soon as I can, I will, Ma.
Right. Well, you did. Your little adventuring buddies did stop by earlier looking for you.
Oh yeah, which ones?
I don't know, that ones with the guild, like you guys go do all those missions out there, the scary dragons and stuff. I can't remember, but like they came by.
Rocky. Okay, yeah. I was. Oh, dang! That's right. I was supposed to meet him up for a quest today. Rocky is gonna be so mad at me. Oh.
Yeah, he seemed. Well, if he gives my daughter any issues, you bring him to me, and I'll hit him with my rolling pin.
Well, we don't want that. You hit him with that rolling pin, it's going to be instant lights out for him. You have to start a whole new character.
Yeah, you best believe that. All right. Well, are you going to go meet up with Lucky?
Yeah, I should probably go meet up with him right away. I'll catch you later, Ma.
All right, I love you, and she'll kiss you on your cheek. And you will venture out into this giant open world of adventure and loot and dragon and monsters and different types of enemies and quests and level ups, and by the end of the day you always just come home to your mom, and unfortunately you do always have to say goodbye and log back out into the real world, and that's where we're going to end your 2 scenes.
Hey everybody, it's Mina Olivia Francesca Ortega, aka Mofo420. Just trying to get into this wonderful game to meet all you wonderful people and just have the best game possible. And you know what? If anybody tries to tell you that something you love is wrong, just point in my direction. I'll set them right. Till then, honey,